Hi everybody. I've got another, I guess you could call that a Chunky Monkey journal. It is 4.5 by 6.5. Got a real pretty light music notes here, and a piece of lace, and a Tim Holtz safety pin, and some stitching around in here. It says vintage style. It has a grass cloth spine with the sari ribbon stitched in gold. Here's the back. Really soft colors, real pretty. I like the way that goes with that lighter color in the middle. It came out kind of pretty. And there's the front again. Let's go inside. I stitched on the sari ribbon so that it will stay together nicely with gold stitching. I don't know if you can see it, but it's pretty gold. And on the inside, did I measure the spine? Well, let me see. Let me see. If I can get the ruler up under the camera. 1.5 inch. 1.5 spine. Right there, up there. Trying to get this thing centered. Over here, big safety pin with layers of fabric and a lace pocket that's been stitched. And inside, I get my little chubby fingers in there. I have an envelope for a letter that you can journal on with the coffee dyed papers. And another one of my glassine bags. It's really hard to do upside down. I love glassine bags because you can see the image through it. Makes it pretty. On the inside you have several things here. A piece of ephemera tag. One of the Tim Holtz flashcards. A real pretty vintage image selling flowers. A real pretty vintage music sheet behind it. Over here, I made a button card and put a vintage button on it. A little dove and some fabric. And 2 little cards in here, coffee dyed paper with the gold to kind of go with the gold over there. A little vintage card for journaling. And over here we have a pocket with some lace and a place to journal there. And then a pocket over it with some of that grass cloth. And then back here I have a Rolodex card with a little chair for journaling. And over here, just a little collage. It's a little fabric that I sewed with the gold thread and sewed some yarn behind it, and then a ticket. It's got a mixture of papers in it, lots of different papers. This was part of an old curtain, and that's some of that corrugated paper with a book page and a little dove. And over here, that's a piece of a curtain with a button that I sewed on. A little card. Coffee stain. She's standing on a chair helping her mama cook. This is a paper doily that's sewn on to the page. Over here, she's getting her hair combed. Pretty brad. Little matching brad on this one. And over here, a little half page with some stitching. Part of a doily here and some lace, and that says Angel Whispers. Some little blue stitching there. that pretty? I just thought that was pretty. Over here we have a pocket that you can get from behind, or and it's got a pocket in the front. Music paper, lace pocket with the safety pin. Up here's a little collage of some fabric and some grass cloth and part of a doily and some sheer fabric and an old button. I got a bag of buttons at an estate sale. I wish I'd bought the other bag. You know, you never know. Next time I'll just buy it anyway. Over here, a little piece of denim colored fabric with a safety pin. Glassine paper bag. You can tuck something behind that if you wish. A little bridge card and coffee dyed card. Am I turning crazy? Probably. I'll just slip that back down in there. And then one of those little circle cards that you can journal on. You could even put a cute little picture in there. Wouldn't that be neat? And it tucks in there. Place to journal over here. Another little collage of some fabrics and different, that's stamped on that one. And just different fabrics with a safety pin. Little piece of graphic. Some threads. Focus on what's important. Nice gathering of ladies. And this does have a magnet closure. And a pretty background. Over here, that's Latin, is what that is. With some of that fuzzy yarn and a little dove, corrugated heart, ruffles. Some music back here. And a little denim rose with the ruffle and some sari ribbon. And 2 cards to go in the back. This is almost out of my reach. Here you go, little dude. There we go. We say dude a lot here in the South. Have you noticed? And then a piece of coffee dyed paper with the corrugated and a little music card. Journaling on the back. This is also a tuck spot if you want it to be. You need it to hold something, it will. Pretty coffee dyed. A little dove, and it says grateful. Some ribbon. Isn't that pretty? Put a little pretty picture here. It's got a pearl and a corrugated heart and some fabric. Part of a ticket. A little piece of ephemera over some white lace and stitching. Little pocket here, made it out of the grass cloth. And it's got a fabric stamped always. The little angel wing here on a safety pin, and it's gold thread with the corrugated and a little bit of French. And here's a tag that I made. It's got a piece of fabric ticket on it. A pretty vintage lady. Some book pages and ruffles. Ruffle fabric. Over here, a little tuck spot, butterfly, and I put a piece of that curtain behind it. That's the negative, and it's got a tag here. And let's see what you can make with this one. Ooh, scrumptious crab spread, or New Orleans crab meat caviar. It says delicious, and this says 3 cups of pure delight. So whoever gets this book and you make this, you have got to tell me if this is good, because it sure does look it. Native, made from a native of New Orleans. Or Nolans, as we say here. We say Nolans. We don't say New Orleans. It's Nolans. Here's one of those sewn-on pieces of paper. Give it a little bit more space. Little tag here. A dove. This is the center of the book. It was getting a little thick. A little bit too thick to close. So I chose to put one of my big open booklet spaces here, so you have a place for journaling. This is Latin. A little piece of sari ribbon there, and 2 places to journal here, and a place to journal here, and over here. And this is a tuck spot with a tag. Well, there you go, which I will replace. Or I may just leave it. It has a little character. But there you go. It's just not a day of journaling unless something happens. And you can journal back here too. Over here, some butterflies, and I backed it with some cardstock there and stamped it. A little card. And this is a pocket back here too. So you have a pocket here, and you have a pocket here with some fabric and French, little French card in there to match, some stitching here. And then over here is another tuck spot. Got a real pretty piece of ephemera. I believe that's a music cover. Little rose that's been inked up. Piece of ruffle. A little card. That's from an old hymnal. I found it in an estate sale. Some different kinds of paper in different shapes. Stitching. Big page to journal on, and another big page to journal on. Here's a half of a doily with the dove and a little ticket and a grass cloth. Over here is a lace pocket, and it says treasure, and it has blue stitching on it. It's double. It's 2 pieces of lace, but it's not a double pocket. And in here is a little card with some eyelet that's been coffee dyed. Place to journal. And then over here, some more coffee stained paper with the stitching. There's a card here with a real, look how pretty that background is. Isn't that pretty? Some lace. A little card made from a book page. Another big page to journal on. They're just neato. Look how pretty. And this is the pocket here, and it's got that piece of the curtain, and I make these little patches. I stamp the fabric and then sew them on. Little grass cloth pocket. This is a Rolodex card. Tiffany and Company. Might have come from them. And, which it didn't. It's a stamp. But we can pretend. Some coffee dyed papers. Here's some more fabric, and I sewed in gold with some yarn and the corrugated paper. I love that one. That really stands out with the blue. That's a part of a curtain, and that's part of a paper doily. But, you know, I'm back to the, I like the contrast. It really makes things pop in this journal because, you know, you've got this bright white, and then you've got all this coffee stain, so everything's showing up really nice. Here's a pocket with a ruffle and a heart and some flowers. It's part of a guest ticket right there. And then in the pocket, a little dove up there. And here's 2 coffee stained papers with the stripe. It's a beautiful blue stripe background. Little part of a ticket in grass cloth. You can write on this. I put gesso on this page, so you can actually journal on that if you wish, or put a picture there, or whatever you feel. Memorabilia that you have. Another big safety pin, which goes with that. Lace pocket. Sorry, everybody, my phone died. So I'm going to start at this back page because I know this is where I left off. But I wanted to show you, I think I showed you the pocket with the safety pin that matches the front and a little image back here. But I wanted it cut off right before I could show you this. This is a little corrugated birdie and it's raised up a little bit. It's got blessed on there, and it's a little, you can make it a photo album, whatever you want, you know, put your memorabilia here and write, or vice versa. It does have a little pocket for storage. But isn't that neato? You know, right when you get down to the last part, those cameras are notorious. And there's another little pocket on the back page, and it's got a script stamping. So I wanted to make sure I got that in. And it fits right back here. And that is the back cover again. And I'll cut that off. Oh, came off. And the spine with that gorgeous grass cloth. And the front, real pretty lace with the vintage patchwork. And that is it for this video. I want to thank y'all for being here and for watching. And I really appreciate you. And I will see you on the next video. Bye-bye.